Ever since I was a teenager, I told myself if I wasn't a Hebrew man, I'd be a Rasta man. I'd always been drawn to that way of life. Later on in life, I found the connection between the two. Here it is in a very basic kind of form. In 1930, the Ethiopian nobleman Rastafari was crowned Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. He was named this because he was the continuation of a 3,000-year-old line of kings and emperors going back to the times of King Solomon of Jerusalem, son of David. So there's a historical and tribal connection there. Those who followed His Imperial Majesty, the Rastafarians, some saw him as a God incarnate and a second coming of Jesus, and that's where there's a kind of split in the tradition, since we as Hebrew people don't believe in a God incarnate or in a second coming of a Messiah. A Messiah is a king, a human guy who lives and dies and has a successor perhaps, but that's where it ends. A particular similarity between the Rastas and the Hebrews is in the Nazirite laws, because some of the Rastafarians, as a sign of their new covenant, took on the laws of the Hebrew Nazarite. That's why they famously grow their hair. Some of them abstain from drinking wine and strong drink, and some of them adopt a vegetarian and vegan lifestyle. They embrace life and abstain from death. The whole philosophy and teaching of the Ilivity, the Rasta way of life, of one love, unity, harmony, nature, balance, that whole thing is something I was drawn to from the beginning, and this is something that the Hebrew Nazarite strives to do. That's how I see it. As for geographical similarities, when we say Zion, as Hebrews and Israelites in modern times, we're talking about Zionism and about Jerusalem and about the state of Israel. And if you ask a Rastaman or woman, they would tell you that it's Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Africa, which is Zion. The connection is also historical because it is said that Menelik I, the son of the Queen of Sheba, and King Solomon brought the Ark of the Covenant from Jerusalem to Ethiopia, and some claim it rests there to this day. I don't know about that. But the connections between the Rastafari and between the Hebrew people and the Hebrew Nazarites in particular is a very ancient one, a historical, tribal, philosophical, spiritual one. Now, to be clear, I consider His Imperial Majesty, may he rest in peace, to be a great man, a leader, a prophet, a very wise individual, but not a god. He did a lot of good things for his people. When he was removed from power in 1974, that was the end of the Solomonic dynasty in Africa. But hopefully it will continue with the rise of a new kingdom of Israel at some point, maybe, in modern-day Israel. So time will tell on that one. But this, in essence, is the connection between the Rastafari and the Hebrews and the Hebrew Nazarites in particular.